I'd like to take the opportunity to just talk about our bundled cable for a few moments. As many of you are probably familiar with our LMR product, we also have a product available where we bundle multiple strands of LMR cable. We run it on a planetary cabler where we take the stress and strain out of each individual strand and we incorporate a lay length into the cable to make it very, very flexible. We have here a 5-conductor LMR 300 cable. With these bundled cables, each bundled cable, the individual cables are labeled every 6 inches. Cable 1, cable 2, cable 3, and so on. There's also a ripcord inside this cable. So if you take a little bit of that jacket off, you can get a hold of that ripcord and pull that ripcord back and expose a breakout. Now you look at this cable here and you say that's a pretty thick cable and there's a lot of cable in there. But you can take that and do that with it because the lay length is incorporated and we take all the stress and strain out of those cables. We've seen lots of different applications for these bundled cables. Sometimes they're tower runs for smart antennas, multiple beam antennas. Sometimes people are looking for a little ruggedization where they got to run lots of small cables together and it gives them a little extra protection, extra UV resistance. We've seen people where, in terms of tower leasing, it's more cost effective to use a bundled cable. You're using less clamps, more rugged clamps. In terms of ground kits, reduce the number of ground kits, improve aesthetics. Aesthetics is a big one. If you're on, in a public area, maybe a university, a sports stadium or something, people are always concerned, landlords, about aesthetics. This cable here, this is a 9-conductor LMR 400, very large cable. This is an example of one of our weather seal kits, breakout weather seal kits, where you'd pull the ripcord back, you'd take that outer sheath off. This is a stainless steel screws with silicone gasket, and you can weather seal that cable end. For their new 4G system in China, we used about 700 kilometers of this cable. Improved aesthetics tremendously, improved labor tremendously. This here is a bundled corrugated cable. This is a low pin bundled cable. This was a project at the University of Michigan this was done for, right around the football stadium. And this was done for aesthetics, to reduce the number of strands running up the poles around the stadium. We also incorporate a ground wire into the center of the cable. We have some very small core bundle cables. This is a 4-conductor LMR 240, and its overall diameter lines up nicely with 1/2-inch corrugated hardware. So you can use off-the-shelf hardware. Ruggedization, running small 240 cable up the tower, if you're running small low IF frequencies, may make sense from an electrical standpoint, but from a ruggedization standpoint, it's nice to have that extra level of protection. This here is something we did for a Colt, a cell site on light truck. It's actually a flexible bundle cable, very flexible bundle cable. We took our LMR 400 Ultraflex cables, bundled them together, and put a rubber jacket on the outside. So you look at the size of this, and you can see what you can do with this cable. These are 9 conductors, 9 3/8 cables inside this bundle. So this is something that the tower would come down, and the cable would be coiled into a box. Very, very flexible. Lots of things we can do with bundled cable. We have lots of different end caps. We have some cold shrink end caps. We've done lots of different sizes. So there's lots of possibilities there. Something to consider. Thank you.